Good day everyone, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today we will be looking at Packet Tracer from Cisco. This will be the first video in a series that I'll be making about Packet Tracer. Packet Tracer is quite a powerful network simulator. It's not an emulator, it's more of a simulator, as it has got its own built-in images and it basically simulates the environment that you'll be working with. It is very much the same as GNS3 or EVE-NG. However, this is more focused at the people that are just starting out in networking and making it fun and easy for them to simulate real technology. So let's go ahead and have a look at Packet Tracer. So in order to download Packet Tracer, it is a free software that you can download from Cisco Network Academy. All that you need to do is head over to their website. This website is netacad.com. From here, what you'll need to do is you'll need to log in, or you will need to register on their website. So I'm not going to go through the whole registration process, but I will show you once you are registered, and this registration is for free. You can go basically into their Network Academy. They've got a whole bunch of free courses as well, where you can select I'm busy learning, and they will show you a few courses and tutorials that you could follow. If you want to download Packet Tracer, you can come over here to resources and you can say download Packet Tracer. You will then land on this page over here, where you'll be presented with some options on the versions of downloads that you would like to have. They also have versions for their mobile platforms such as iOS and Android. You can, if you have a tablet or a phone that's quite powerful, you can download these versions for your mobile devices as well. So as you can see, there's no real excuse for not trying to practice some of the network simulators. So I went ahead and I downloaded the 64-bit Windows version, as I'm currently running Windows 10. I went through the installation process, which is very straightforward. It's just like installing any other program, very straightforward. Basically click next. It will ask you once you launch the program to sign in, and the sign-in credentials that you use will be the exact same as the one that you use to log into the Network Academy. So let's go back to Packet Tracer. Once everything is installed, basically you will end up with a blank screen such as this one. So the version of Packet Tracer that I have got at the moment, which is the latest one, is version 7.3. Now in version 7.3 they've made, and 7.2, they've made some GUI upgrades. So it might look a little bit different to older models. Older models such as 7.1 and earlier have got a little bit of a different GUI look to it. However, I feel that this one is a little bit cleaner. So let's go have a look right at what Packet Tracer offers you right off the bat. As you land here, you've got your network devices, you've got end devices. On end devices would be anything such as laptops, PCs, servers, media servers, and so on. They also have some IP phones and VoIP devices. There are also components and snap-in devices that you can add into the devices, and we'll go over them now. There's also the connections, the types of connections that you can use. There are console cables. There's also an automatic selector from device to device if you're not sure what kind of connection it should be using. We also have a copper straight through cable and a copper crossover cable. On the other side we've got a serial DCE and a serial DTE for the older devices, an older generation of network technologies, if you are interested in labbing something like that. So let's get back to something that you guys will be interested in. So let's have a look at the 2111 routers. So these routers are small office, home office kind of routers that you generally have, and I've selected 2 of them here, and we'll go right ahead and select the automatic connector and we'll connect them up like that. If you hover over the red dots, you'll see that it's connected on gig interface 0x0 on both ends. It highlights it nicely for you. So if you want to make connectivity, all that you need to do is you can double click on the device and it will bring up the interface. Now this is basically a picture of what the physical device would look like in real life. So from here, if you are interested in adding more modules, you can add in more modules such as the WIC2T serial card. So right now the device is still powered on, which is kind of cool because you can go right ahead and turn the device off by simply clicking on the off device. So it's got a real life kind of simulator to it, having, you cannot install new expansion slots without powering down the device, which is quite realistic. So let's go ahead and put in a WIC2T card and we'll have a look now. So let's go ahead and boot it back up, and we can go over here to the CLI. Let's open up the CLI nice and big, and you'll see the general hash symbols that popped up. This means that the image was busy loading for us, and we are presented with this dialog. Would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? And generally you would say no. So press return to get started. So that is just normal enter. So let's have a look at the router. We'll say enable, which is EN, and let's have a look at show IP interface brief, which will then bring up some of the interfaces that we've got. So previously we only had these gig 0x0, 0x1 and 0x2 that were previously installed. The WIC T2 card that we added in gave us these serial connection extras that we could add on and expand onto other devices. And this is where the DTE and DCE connections come in, because those are more serial type connectors. As you go through the CCNA or CCNP course material from Cisco, you will learn what the difference is between normal Ethernet gigabit interfaces and what serial interfaces are. So let's go ahead over to the other device. So in this one I'm not going to install a WIC2T card. I want to show you what the difference is, and let's head over to the CLI. As you'll see, this one is already booted up and ready to go. So let's bring up the other one here on the side and we'll put them side by side. Okay, now that they're side by side, and we can see this is router 0, and on the top left corner of the screen you'll see here that this is also router 0 and router 1 and router 1. So let's hop right in and we'll go and we'll say enable, and this is usually shortened by EN. We'll press enter and we can say show IP interface brief. So as you can see, previously mentioned, I said that we had the gig 0x0, 0x1 and 0x2, and we added in the WIC2T card that gave us the 2 serial interfaces. On this one I did not add the WIC2T card, and we can only see the gigabit Ethernet interfaces that the device came with. So let's go right ahead and make this link active between these 2 devices. So from here we will go into configuration terminal and we will say interface gigabit Ethernet 0x0, and we will assign an IP address to it. Let's say 10.1.1.1, and we'll assign a subnet mask, which is also quite important. and we'll go right ahead and no shut this interface so that it may become available. So whilst this interface is up, the red marker will still show down. However, if you say exit and we say do show IP interface brief, you will see that the IP has been assigned to the interface. Previously there was no IP assigned to it, and we will see that the method that was used is manual. Status is up, however protocol is down because the protocol has not yet been negotiated, because the other side is currently down. As you can see here, no IP has been assigned, the method hasn't been set, and administratively it is down. That's why we issued the no shut interface. So let's go right ahead and config terminal interface gig 0x0, and we'll say show, not show, but IP address. We'll assign an IP address 10.1.1.2. It has got to be in the same subnet mask, otherwise they will not negotiate. And we'll go right ahead and we will say no shut. This will bring up the interface. As you can see, immediately on both sides the status changed to up, status changed to up. So let's exit out of here and we'll say show IP interface brief, and on this side we'll do the same, show IP interface brief. As you can see now, both interfaces have got IP addresses on both sides, and both of the statuses and protocols are currently showing up. So this is very basic, but it shows you the initial concept of how to set up the network in GNS. Now you can play around with some of the labs. You can create your own little lab topology and build your network from there. This was just a basic example of how to set up two routers. As you can also see that the red markers have changed status from red to green. This means that they are up and they are working. So for instance, let's do a ping across the network. From this side we'll say ping 10.1.1.2. There we go. And ping 10.1.1.1. As you will see on this side, it dropped one packet before the other packets were successful, and on this side the packets were successful. This is because both the routers had to do an ARP entry to know exactly where the IPs were connected. So let's have a look. Show ARP, and on this side we'll also do a show ARP. In the ARP entries we can see that there are two IPs learned, and the two IPs are binded to these hardware addresses. Now these hardware addresses are commonly known as MAC addresses as well, and we can see that they are assigned to interface gigabit 0x0 and gigabit 0x0. Same on the other side. It will also tell you the age. If there is usually a dash instead of a number, this means that this is probably assigned to your device itself, which is this hardware address. Alright guys, this concludes this video. I just wanted to show you the basic intro to Cisco Packet Tracer, where to download it from, having it installed and getting up and going. I will be making more Cisco Packet Tracer videos. I just wanted to show you guys how to get started. I hope this was informative, and see you guys in the next one. Cheers.